told the days that I missed I had to give some compensation for, so I fed some people with the local food. She said I was told later on this was incorrect. Is this the situation, Sheikh?
Simply as far as making up the days which one would miss of fasting during Ramadan, if one is capable to fast in the future, then he or she should make them up. But if one is chronically ill, certain illnesses, doctors would ban their patients from fasting, period, because it would affect their health negatively or deteriorate their health. So we tell them, you don't have to fast because of the advices of the trustworthy doctors. And instead you would give the fidya, which is feeding one miskin per each day, 1 sa' of food and so on, yani 1 meal. But if the person is expected to be healed soon or later, maybe a year or so, then he's still by and by making up these days by fasting.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, Brother Muhammad from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we did answer his questions. So Brother Muhammad, we did go through both of these questions in detail. So please, if you do miss a program, maybe it's better just to email and we can give you the reply. But I'll ask you, Shaykh, if you can briefly give an answer. The first is, can he make umrah for his parents? And the second is, he's saving up some money to buy a house. He wants to know these savings that he's collecting, are they zakatable?
One, for any person who's not physically capable, you may perform Umrah on their behalf. And I mentioned the condition that you must have performed Umrah on your behalf first. And if you're doing Umrah on behalf of several people, then you cannot combine all of them with one intention. But you do each Umrah on behalf of each individual separately. Secondly, as far as your saving, as long as you still maintain this amount of saving in your account during this cycle, even if you're 7 days to buy a house or to get married or to perform Hajj, it is indeed zakatable.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, we've got another Brother Muhammad from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Brother, you're live on Ask Huda. Your question, please.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hello, Shaykh. I have a question about shirk. If the people that worship the idols had the pure intention of really getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then how come the punishment for doing that is severe?
Okay.
And the second question I have is about marriage. Is a woman allowed to have another wali in marriage, even though her father is still alive?
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Barakallah fiqh. That's Brother Muhammad from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia there. Okay, Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad. Okay, Brother Sadiq from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh, asked a question about paying or buying his house back from his brother. He gave his brother a gift, which was a house, property. His brother's in financial difficulty. He wants to buy back this property. He wants to know, is he allowed to buy back this property? And if so, is there any evidences that you could give forth?
You see, number one, whenever you give a property or an item to somebody else, whether it is your brother or anybody else, as long as you give it to the person, whether with a compensation, I mean you sold it, or you give it as a gift, the possession and the ownership will be transferred completely to the second person. It becomes his. Now he's free to sell it, he's free to rent it, and he's free to sell it to whomever he wills. So if he wants to sell it back to you, as long as he would get the cash out of that or whatever mean of compensation, that is permissible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَى. And Allah made trade lawful while He prohibited riba. And the original condition in things like that is the permissibility, unless if there is a restriction that is laid down by the Shara, and there is no such restriction in this case.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, we have a couple of questions from Sister Hudayfa from Libya. The first is that her family are not Muslim, they're atheists, and because of this, she's pregnant, mashallah, generally. She wants to know about the names now. What do I do? She doesn't want to have an Arabic name. She said this may be difficult for them. So what names can we name our children if they are not to be Arabic names, Shaykh?
Hudayfa, I begin by asking Allah the Almighty, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, may Allah please your heart by guiding your entire family and bringing them to Islam. Ameen. Allahumma hdihim, Allahumma hdihim, Allahumma hdihim. Second, I like the name Hudayfa, and Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, one of the great companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was also known as Katimu Sirri Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam entrusted him with some very valuable secrets. Maybe in another show that we can discuss about Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman particularly. He's such a fantastic companion. So this is a beautiful name. And since you've already chosen such name, and you liked it, and it's easy to pronounce, there are other beautiful names. I do not like to dictate to you whichever name you choose, but perhaps Mus'ab ibn Umair. You can take Mus'ab. His name is the first ambassador in Islam. And as our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, of course, that the best names are Abdullah and Abdul Rahman. So whichever name you choose. And if you have a name in mind and you would like to ask whether it is okay or not, whether an Arabic name or a non-Arabic name, you can email me directly, and I would help you, inshallah, to make your final selection.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, the second question from the sister is about work. Her mother's found some work for her to work with physically disabled people. She wants to know, these people are not my relatives. Am I allowed to work in this environment? They're women. I like to clean them, to bathe them. Am I allowed to do this?
This question is related to seeing and touching the awra, the private parts, whether the great awra or the awra that's between the knees and the navel of any individual who is totally stranger to me. That is permissible in certain conditions, in such as in cases of physically disabled people, handicapped patients, but it will be with conditions. Number one, that the person would only get to see and touch the part that needs to be cleaned or operated on or checked on, not any part else.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, the last question from the sister was about clothing and colours. She wants to know what colours are allowed for women and men to wear. And she said, now, for example, that she generally heard that white is not supposed to be worn for women and saffron for men, and she gave some evidence for that for the men. Some guidance, Shaykh?
في زاد المعاد, Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy on him, and this is a beautiful biography of the Prophet ﷺ, which includes also his traditions, and with further elaboration. I highly recommend for the seekers of knowledge to own and read this book thoroughly. It's called Zadul Ma'ad. Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy on him, discussed this in details, the issue of wearing saffron-colored clothes for men, which is basically pure red, or what we call it pungent red, very flushy, very attractive red. There is a prohibition against wearing red for men. In many cases, the Prophet ﷺ also was seen as wearing red, but the companion said it was not that pure red color. It was lighter than the brick red, or what we call it very bright red. So if the color is red with other colors, that is permissible. But it is disliked, this is the least ruling we could say for men to wear pure red. Okay, but for women, they may wear that. Now we come to the second part of the question as far as women wearing different colors. Some people say, no, a woman must wear black, which is not necessarily true. A woman may wear black or white or green or brown, as long as the woman would make sure that she's wearing a loose clothes. The outer garment is loose. The colors are not mixed with other colors that are so attractive. Today, for instance, I was in one hospital, and I saw that some women are wearing a full hijab. But in my view, that was not hijab. So I came to do what Allah commanded me and every Muslim to do, which is enjoining what's right and forbidding what's evil. I came to them and I said that, I noticed that you sisters are wearing hijab, but this is not really hijab. Of course, we started the conversation and so on, and I explained to them. I figured out that